Hi there, my name's Shane Griffin.
And I'm Clayton Garrow.
Welcome to another edition of Ask Fenix, where we take your questions and we give a response within 3 minutes or less.
Okay, so today the question revolves around this issue of information. The question would be, with all of the information and resources I have available, even at my fingertips on my phone, is a buyer's agent really necessary?
That's an excellent question, a huge question. I want to answer it in a couple ways though. The first is, where did that information come from? It doesn't just exist. This information is actually gathered by real estate agents into the MLS and sent out to people. Why on earth would the industry have done this? We'll get to it. Before we get to that though, let's address the historical side of things. It wasn't long ago when the internet did not exist like it exists today. When you wanted a home, you went to the local broker, and they sat you down at a desk and they opened up a notebook and they said, hey, here are the houses we have. Maybe they brought some, what are those pictures called?
The Polaroids.
The Polaroid pictures or something out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, you didn't have any other option. You had to go to a person and they were going to show you. Now, here was the problem. That person, that agent, or that broker had a legal obligation not to make a transaction happen. A legal obligation to represent the seller and do things the best for the seller. The buyer would come in and they were not represented. Now, the seller, that agent, was going to get whatever the going rate was. We'll just say 6% for right now. The buyer went in, had no one representing him. But what did he have to give up? His pre-approval, his loan papers, his income, all the things that give him power in the negotiation, he was giving up to who? The other party.
Legally obligated to represent the seller.
Bingo. Yeah. So over time, a couple things happened. Number one, data was easier to transfer via the internet. So these brokerages were able to start actually giving their listings to other brokers. At the same time, this real significant legal and ethical question came up. How can I give you all my motivating information? You're representing the other party. And this not cause some real significant issues. So the industry as a whole, getting back to that first statement, realized the best thing to do for the end user is to pool the data, the listing data, up into the MLS, which now goes out to Zillow and every other website that exists out there. The reason that's done is, number one, so the end user has the access to the most number of homes, the most data. But also, they can have someone that acts as a buffer and a shield that knows not just the beds and baths, but what sort of loan is going to make this this offer the strongest. They're going to be able to negotiate in a way that you're not giving all your information to the opposing side. I mean, it's as silly as being in a lawsuit and going and confiding in the other side's attorney. It's nuts apart from data. So with the historical side, the practical side of how this came to be should shed some light on it. And then lastly, my job when I'm representing a buyer is not to give them data about the house. My job is to go and research about the seller. Why are they selling? Are they going through a divorce? Did they just win the lottery? What's the life situation that I can learn much more than just the house itself, that allows me to come back to my buyer and say, hey buyer, this is their motivation. This type of offer would actually give you the best chance at getting the home at the lowest price. A much more holistic view than the stats on the home. So I could speak for so much more time about this.
This is good.
But we have 3 minutes, so we're done.
Hope you found it extremely helpful.
That was our best effort. Have a good day.